Thank you, Robert. Our final speaker of the day is Rick Baker of Plastic Glass Industries. As Rick mentioned, Rick and his team not only manufactured the beautiful new iron horse sculpture, but they are also manufacturers of the original sculpture installed in 1992. Rick.
Thank you, Mayor Tory, Councillor Matlow, and the local BIA. I really appreciate this opportunity to be here. Find a way to love what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. And I enjoy what I do. 50 years ago, that's 50, my brother and I set about to start a business manufacturing fiberglass parts. The first client we had was the University of Toronto, and we helped build and develop the first prototype electric car known as Miss Purity. You'll know about that next year because it'll be announced. It's being restored and we have it in our possession. The second thing we did was build an electric car for 4 University of Toronto professors. 50 years later, here we are making horses. What's the tie together? Well, mostly the fiberglass that we involve ourselves in. The horses here, site-specific artist Robert Sprackman picked the fabulous site, and his art was specific. It had to be thin, it had to look like it was cut out of cast iron, and it had to last. And the first the first 12 that we did 25 years ago, I loved them so much I asked him if I could build 5 for myself, which I have on my front lawn at home. So I know these horses better than anybody. I built the 5 at home to represent my family. I have 3 daughters, 2 of whom are here today. 1 flew in from Seattle just for this event. The horses in my front yard stand at the top of my driveway as sentinels over the house. And every night I drive home and see them. So when this opportunity arose to put these back on the Beltline Bridge, I didn't tell anybody at the time, but I would have done it for nothing. I really am attached. The same people that worked for me 25 years ago and built the first 12 are still with me and built this second round of horses. That says probably more about them than me, although we're a great team together. The new ones are made out of 100% recycled fiberglass that we reclaim from the wind turbine industry. So it's a green energy project. The scrap and waste from that industry, we do our best to capture that and recycle it. It's 100% structural. There is no steel in it, even though they're supposed to look like they're cast iron. A gentleman on the bridge 2 days ago argued with me and said, no, they're made of steel. The horses, for me, have a voice. Some of them are looking to the past, remembering when they were our only and primary means of transportation. Some of them are looking to the present to see what's going on. Some of them are looking to the future, wondering what's next. But like any fine community, I think they're standing looking out for one another. For me, they remind me of my own employees who look out for one another. They remind me of my brother and I, who have been in business together for 50 years. But mostly, I see them as the community of Toronto working together as one. It's one iron horse, not 12 individuals. Together they stand as one, and that's the difference. Just as a small story, one night several years ago, there was a van in front of my home, and I wondered what was going on. And repeatedly, night after night, I would see that van. I finally went up and recognized the driver was a neighbor of mine from half a kilometer away. I asked him what he was doing. He says, well, don't you know, every night I bring my kids over to say goodnight to the horses. And the little 8-year-old got out. He had twin 6-year-old sisters and a 3-year-old brother. And he got out for the family and went up and touched each of my 5 horses and said goodnight to them. And I still can't get over that. And they were in their pajamas ready for bed, but they couldn't go to bed until they said goodnight to our horses. The horses for me represent the family. And even when we disagree and not everything's perfect, we're still a family. I have them at home now all lined up in the same direction because as a family, we have a goal to be united and to go forward. And that's what I wish for this city of Toronto. As a last thought, before you leave today, make sure you say goodnight to the horses. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Well, I want to extend our sincere thank you to all of our speakers, to everyone who helped organize today's event. Thank you, Mayor Tory. It is such a pleasure to be able to announce a transit project with you today, even if it's horses. I want to thank the City of Toronto, all the City of Toronto staff, who really this would not have happened without you. Robert Strockman, of course, a big thank you to you for being the visionary of this project. Thank you to the Toronto Mounted Police and to the Parks and Forestry Recreation staff. I want to thank the team of Plastic Glass Industries, Hawkins Contracting, as well as Transform TA over on Yonge for providing the coffee and the refreshments that we're enjoying today. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. May the Iron Horse stand for many years to come. And I'd like to invite Mayor Tory, my friend Jennifer Giddens, who's the chair of the BIA, Robert and Rick to join me for the ceremonial ribbon cutting and formal unveiling of the Iron Horse 2019. Thank you very much, everyone. Carolyn, would you like to join us too? I'll come over.
Are you good, are you?
Come on in.
Okay, and I'd like to, the two of you, would you like to just kind of come over here with the scissors and we'll do this together?
Somebody else with it.
There.
All right, there we go. Okay.
1, 2, 3, and... Congratulations to us all. Thank you.
I'm very proud. Yeah, Jen. Nice to meet you. You did great too. You were wonderful.
Now I've got to go find. Oh, may I have those gloves here?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
They said what a great job you did.
Oh, good. I couldn't hear a thing from that.
No, the manufacturer said that.
Great.
Sorry, you didn't hear that.
No, it's okay.
I know the sound.
I heard it all. They were